Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Honest Am here, the creator and writer of the Honestly Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another daily motivational video where we use the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives and to teach us how to become spiritual beings. A little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlemagne the God, it will not stop me. So y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. Angel number 29. Dear God, guardian angels, and ancestors, what information do you deem worthy for us to hear at this time? Please deliver these messages to me and through me. Allow no room for doubt or confusion. As I was shuffling, I saw ascension come up. So I know that right now we are going through a great time of ascension. I was actually listening to, it was not a full moon circle. I think I was on somebody's page. And they were just talking about how, this full moon was like the last cycle, the last of a cycle. And now and ascension came back up. And now we're like starting. The full moon was the end of a cycle. Then we came into Lions that had brought us in Lionsgate. And now we're about to start a brand new cycle with this upcoming new moon. And so God is just sending us this message, ascension. Your soul is evolving into higher states of consciousness. You are ready for this. With this ascension, you may be having, sometimes they talk about ascension symptoms, like you may be having a lot of headaches, a lot of pressure in your ears, all of that stuff. That could just be because your soul is like, okay, so we have to realize that we have our body, we have an emotional body, and then we have like our ethos, our spiritual body. And so just like how creations happens in 3 steps, it's like the downloads, it goes through your spiritual body, your emotional body, and then our physical body. And sometimes you can feel those physical symptoms in there. So if you've just been feeling kind of drained, you've been having a lot of headache, a lot of pressure kind of in your third eye area, that could be because you're going through ascension right now. And then also you may just be finding yourself having different type of experiences, new people coming in your life or old people coming back in your life. Again, that could be a symptom of your ascension journey. God is saying celebrate your achievements. You are truly a gift to the universe as well as dreams. The universe has been seeking to you through your dreams. So angel number 235. I just feel like I feel like I've been feeling this for a while. I actually had a message that said, congratulations, you made it or something. But if you've been working very hard on yourself, you've been working very hard on, trying to become, trying to align yourself with your dreams, like really trying to birth something new in your life. Maybe you've been trying to, you've been working on a book, or but you've been working on, a clothing line. I don't know if you've just been working on something, or even if you've been working on yourself. I really feel like God is saying that you are about to enter your period of celebration, and just to enjoy it, like have fun, know that you deserve this, know that whatever comes up your way, that you're prepared for it. Remember our thing as spiritual beings, we don't need everything to be okay, be okay for us to be, and we don't need everything to go okay for us to be okay. So I know that as you ascend, there may be new difficulties. Just know that you're ready for it. Be ready to face them. Also, I want us to start looking at our inconveniences a little bit differently, as well as looking at endings a little differently. Like I was telling y'all, I went to this full moon circle Friday, and I got introduced to this new lady. Her name is Monique Ruffin, I want to say, or Mama Moon on IG. I don't know for sure. But she was just talking about how she said something so beautiful that really stuck with me. And she said, we have to get comfortable with endings, because with every ending there's a new beginning. And with just like every death there's a birth. So it's like and it was so funny, because she said that, and then I was watching The Sandman on Netflix, and death, the actual death was on the show, and she was like, everybody fears death, but death is just as natural as breathing, just as natural as birthing, just as natural as being born. And I remember channeling a while ago that, if you've been born before, that means you've died several times, so it's like, why do we have this big fear over something that is so natural and something that's going to happen for all of us? And so to get out of the death part of it, I really feel like what God is saying is that we have to become comfortable with endings. So maybe as a part of your ascension, you may have to, honestly, it is, you're going to have to grieve your old life. You have to release your old life so that you can accept your new life. And so God is saying, instead of being sad that some of these things are coming to an end, really celebrate it. Really, thank that person, thank that situation, thank this fucked up job for everything that it taught you and all of the skills that it gave you to work towards your dreams, to help you towards your happily ever after. But don't take my word for it. I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm actually going to go into our, is this right? Okay, let's just try it. God, clarify this message of ascension, celebration, and dreams. Why is this message of celebration, celebrate our ascension journey? Why are you letting us know that the universe is speaking to us in our dreams? Why do we need to get comfortable with endings and beginnings? Well, why we have to get comfortable with endings so that we can embrace new beginnings, or anything that you deem worthy, God. Allow no room for doubt or confusion in me or the viewer's mind. What is a tool that we can use to help us on our ascension journeys, to help us in our season of celebration, to get us closer to our dreams? In God's name I pray. Ashe. All right, I'm going to do one shuffle, see if anything's... Well, they did. I will praise success whenever I see it. Whenever you find yourself critical of the way anyone has attracted or is using money, you are pushing it away from you. But when you realize that what others do with money has nothing to do with you, and that your primary work is to think, speak, and do what feels good to you, then you will be in alignment not only about the subject of money, but about every important subject of your physical experience. This, for some reason, agent number 707, I was just getting the energy about, people talking shit about billionaires and just like really having a nasty outlook about people who have money or rich people. You have to realize that if you do believe that billionaires are evil, if you do believe that rich people are evil, then that means that you're also buying into the fact that in order for you to be rich, that you have to be evil, or that you have to compromise some parts of yourself. And so what God is saying is that just celebrate success when you see it. Don't hate on anybody. Don't hate on the Kardashians. Don't hate on Jay-Z and B. Don't hate on anyone. I mean, I tell myself all the time I have issues with Lizzo. And like instead of like looking at her, I look at myself and be like, well, why are you, like, what is this with you? Or even when I find myself like a little jealous of, maybe, somebody accomplishments. I think, somebody recently got something. I don't know. Somebody had recently got something. I was like, I wish that was me. And then instead of just being sad, just being like, one day that's going to be me, but also like, instead of like ignoring it, like embrace the sadness, just be like, oh yeah, like this is something that I want. That is an experience I want to have in my life. So instead of being jealous or hating, just be like, this is something I want to have in my life, and I will have it one day. Like that. Don't hate on anybody. The next message is, it came right back out. I have control over the thoughts I think. Since you have control, I don't know if I should read this again, but I'll read it one more time just in case you didn't see the previous message. Since you have control over what thoughts you offer, what could be more just than the powerful law of attraction responding to everyone who offers a vibration? Once you gain control over the thoughts you think, your sense of injustice will subside, and you will be replaced with the exuberance for life and the zest to create that which you were born with. Let everything in the universe be an example to you to the way the law of the universe works. So again, with this message paired with praise, success, wherever you see it, what God is saying is that right now, since you are on your ascension journey, what's happening, the gift and the curse is that your thoughts are rapidly manifesting into your life. And so what God is saying is that instead of even seeing, never even think a negative thought, because it can quickly manifest into your life. Never hate on somebody, because it can quickly manifest into your life. And I'm not saying you can never think a negative thought, because that's impossible. We always think negative thoughts. But what God is saying is that your power as a spiritual being is that the moment that you recognize what you're thinking and you see yourself going down that dark tunnel is to pull yourself back and say, I am discerning. And I know that I can only think towards, I am discerning. And I know that my attention to unwanted only attracts more unwanted. And so I'm going to think about something else. I'm choosing to think about something else. I'm choosing to think of something that I can celebrate. This is what God is saying as you're in your ascension journey for the rest of the year. You have to focus on your dreams. You have to focus on things that are going to make you feel good on the inside. You have to celebrate yourself. You have to know that that the victory is already won. I realized that even that energy of, even the idea that I had like this frustration that I'm like, oh, I'm working so hard and I just want to be a writer. God, please, I just want to be a writer. Please, 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 I just want to be a writer, right? I'm thinking that, and I'm thinking, oh, because I'm saying to the universe, I want to be a writer. I want to be a writer. But deep down inside, I'm feeling all of these angst. I'm feeling all of these like, sad feelings because it feels like it's impossible for it to happen. But this weekend, what I realized, just me feeling that way, by me begging the universe, please get me out of this, please get me out of this, what I'm doing is really putting my attention on this situation. I'm highlighting the mess that I'm in. And so what I realized is that I don't have to fight to be what I already am. I'm already this person. I'm already abundant on the inside. I'm a creative. My function and why God created me in the world is to be a creative. So why am I begging the universe to be what I already am? Remember, just like in the thing, it says, what you resist, persist. I'm begging the universe, please let me be what I am. Please let me be what I am. And the universe is like, what? Why are you begging to be something that you already are? If you know that you are a writer, if you know that your purpose and your function as a spiritual being is to create life experiences, then instead of focusing on please, please, please let me experience this, let me have this experience, you would just be focusing on being, because you know that eventually if you focus on being, if you focus on your ascension journey, if you focus on having control over the thoughts that you think, then naturally you will have that experience that you want. You see what I'm saying? What God is saying, the idea of please let me have this experience, please let me have this, is actually giving attention to the unwanted. You seeing people together, you seeing couples and hating on them, or you seeing people getting married and it making you feel salty, and then you want to be like, oh, she only with him because of this or that. No, just acknowledge, I want to have that. I think I saw Issa, she was like, her show had just came out. She celebrated her 1 year anniversary with her man. She out on an island. And I was just like, yes, sis, keep inspiring me. Keep giving me things to root for, because that's exactly what I want. A lesser me, another me, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I would have looked at that like, I'm never going to be that. It's never going to happen for me. Instead, I saw that and I was excited. It got me excited about when my time will come. This is what God is telling you. You can look at people's lives and you can become inspired, or you can look at people's lives and hate and stay in the situation that you are. You can become inspired and excel and ascend to the higher level, or you can be a hater and just stay where you are. This is what God is saying. The reason why you are not ascending, the reason you're not becoming the person that you're becoming, is not because of the next person. It's because of the thoughts that you are thinking. It's because what are you choosing to give your attention to? And as I said in the beginning of this, you are in the ascension journey. So your job is to focus on what you do want. Focus on your celebration. Focus on your dreams. Focus on knowing that you are worthy of having all of those things that you want. Not because you have to work towards them, just because that's who the fuck you are. I don't have to work. I don't have to try to be a writer. I don't have to try to be a channeler. I am it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. So what the fuck am I like begging for this experience when I'm doing it on a day-to-day basis? My what is need not to influence my what is becoming. This is what God is telling you. Angel number 1417. This is the problem. Your what is influence your what is, because you're so focused on the what is. You're begging God, I don't want to experience this. Please get me out of this. Please get me out of this. But by you even saying, please get me out of this, what's happening is the law of the universe don't know the difference between please get me out of this and I like this and this is it. So you have to focus on what you want. You have to focus all of your time, your effort, and attention on what you want. You can't focus on the chaos that's going on in the world. You can't focus on white supremacy. You can't focus on the government. You can't focus on, people trying to take us back to the 1800s. All you can focus on is the life that you are trying to build. And when you do that, and what she was saying, Mama Moon, is that because of this new world is rapidly dying off, and because we're in this cycle of chaos, you have to realize that chaos is the function of creation. Through chaos we create new worlds. Through chaos we build new functions. And so if you in this moment of chaos choose to focus on your ascension, choose to focus on the gifts that God have gave you, choose to direct your thoughts and focus on your dreams and listen to what the universe are saying to you, then eventually what you have, it won't have an influence on what you becoming. I'm going to read this. What is has no bearing on what is coming unless you are continually regurgitating the story of what is, which means you every day saying, I don't want to be an accountant. I don't want to be an accountant. That's why I've been here for so long, because every single day I was waking up being like, I don't want to be an accountant. And the universe is like, she want to be an accountant. That's what the universe hears. It don't hear that I don't. It just hear, well, I want to be an accountant. I want to be an accountant. It don't hear, I don't want to be like my mama. It hear, I want to be like my mama. I want to be like my mama. So this is what God is trying to get us to think. Just by you thinking, I don't want it, it don't mean that you're thinking positive. It's mean that you're giving the I don't want, you're giving that life instead of focusing on the new life that you want to build. That's why God is saying you have to get control of your thoughts. So when you do find yourself speaking that story of what is, you have to stop it, change it, and think about what you want to happen. What is has no bearing on what is coming unless you continually re-agitate the story of what is. By thinking and speaking more of how you really want your life to be, you allow what you are currently living to be the jumping off place for so much more. But if you speak predominantly of what is, then you will still jump off, but into more of the same. I think I was saying last week, or I was listening to a last week message, and I was talking about how people they're working towards their dreams. They're like, I got to get out of this. You're working so hard because you're trying to get out of your situation. But what you will do is that you will get out of your situation and get into another situation that's just like the current one. And you want to know how I know that? Because I did it. I got out of corporate, I got out of public accounting, and then I got into this job, which is just like, it's just a different version. It's just a different face. And so this is what God is trying to show you. To have a completely new experience, you have to just not even think about what's happening. You can only focus on what you want to happen, the life you want to build, so that you can have something new. It does you no good if you're working and you're trying to build this new future and you're still focused on the shitty life that you're living now. God is saying, don't even think about it. And actually, I feel like God is breaking this down. The first message that I did today, it talked all about the thoughts that you think, because I told y'all creation happens in 3 steps. It first happens in the thought that you think. Once you get control over the thoughts you think, the next step is the stories that you tell yourself. Are you telling yourself stories of celebration? Are you telling yourself stories of victory? Are you telling yourself the dreams? Or are you speaking more of what is, or what is happening in your life? I want you to really just this week pay attention to the stories that you're telling yourself. Are they ones of victory? Are they ones of triumph? Are they ones of failure? Are they ones of you talking about the past? Because if it is, it's going to keep you in that situation. Angel number 1833. All right. So we know the third step is working on the stories that we tell. And God is telling us that we have to speak life. We have to speak celebration. We have to speak to our dreams. We have to listen to our dreams. Listen to what God is showing you. What's happening in your dreams? What do you feel in your dreams? When you wake up, are you feeling abundant? When you wake up, have you felt it? Have you felt your dream become a reality? If you have already felt it, why can't you just trust that it's going to happen? I realized, I was like, damn, every single thing, down to me wanting to even be in public accounting, everything I have put my mind to, I have made it happen. Niggas included. It happens. I get what I want. So why would me being a writer, why would me being an actress, why would me being a director be anything different? It's not. I get what I want. That's who I am. I'm a powerful manifester. I get what the fuck I want. So why do I think that me having a new life, me having a career is going to be anything differently? It's not. it was so funny. Like I had just went on vacation we went to our annual trip to Alabama. And like I was talking to my brothers and my brother girlfriend about my friends at Hampton. And I'm like, yeah, everybody's doing good. Talking about, somebody I went to school with. Now she's like the creative director of Donda. And like, my friend, he used to work at Apple and now he's building his own, resort. And like, just bigging up everybody. Like, yeah, I used to work with some heavy hitters. And like my brother was like, damn, but like you also are a big deal. And he was like, you got 2 degrees and you did this. And like you was one of the few people to have a job at a public accounting firm, like right out of school. And so, like just reminded me. And it was like, it made me feel so good because I was just like, so much has happened. And I was like, you think that your siblings forget who you are, or like, I think not even that forget who I am. I think because I've been in this space and like working on myself so long that I kind of forgot like how fucking powerful and ambitious I am, and like how I have already done shit. Like this is just me trying to do something different, but I've already been a leader of, organizations. I have, sat in front of hundreds of students every week for, so it's like I've had these things that I've done in my life, and now I'm choosing to bet on me. And I think I have forgot like who I was kind of, and it took my brother to just be like, yo, like, you the shit too, like you've done shit and you're doing shit. And like hearing my brother say that, and like hearing my brother say that, looking at like all the work I have been doing, having that feeling yesterday, I was just like, I'm done. Like it's happening. I'm not stressed about it. I'm not panicking about it. I'm no longer taking on other people's worries and fears of being like, oh, where your book at? I know what the fuck I'm doing. I know I'm working on my goddamn book every day. I know the fucking time, effort, and attention I'm putting. Do you see this? Look at this. That's part 2. I know what the fuck I'm doing every goddamn day. I know where I'm going. So I'm not about to take on other people, because that's what people try to make you feel, like you're not moving fast enough, or like you ain't doing shit. Like, where your book at? What you doing? And, oh, that's what it was. So yesterday, I promise this is the last thing. Yesterday, I was thinking about, I had just finished watching P-Valley, and I was like so emotional. And the reason why I get so emotional about P-Valley is because I know Katori Hall put so much into it. She worked on this shit for like 10 plus years before it even became a play, before it came on the TV screen, right? And like she had said in like one of her interviews, like people used to always say to her like, oh, you still working on that little play, or you this. And I was just like, people, in this society, you think that you get payoff for like fast shit. But I don't know. Like, anyway, I was just realizing, I'm like, the reason why we connect with these characters so much is because Katori, she put that time, effort, and attention. She put her heart, her soul into these characters. She took the time to craft these characters over time. And like, as soon as I said that, it was like this little voice in me, like, you doing the same thing. And I just and then it was like, my body flashed and I felt it. And I was like, oh shit, I am doing the same thing. I am literally walking this path to have success. Like I'm doing what it takes to be one of those writers, to be one of those creators that shift shit. You have to put yourself in it. This is my 5th draft. Literally writing the same story for 7-8 years. Not because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but because I know what I want to tell, but my skills, this story demanded that I gave it time, effort, that I stretched myself, that I rose to the level of where to tell the story. I had to get my skills. I already knew the story that I wanted to tell, but I didn't have those skills. And over time, every day, putting that time, effort, and attention to it, now I'm at the skill level to actually tell the story that I want to tell. So that when people get my work, it's going to hit them just like it hit P-Valley. Just like those characters feel real. They feel lived in because they are lived in. That's 10 years worth of work. You just getting it. These characters have been around for 2-3 decades. In Katori, zeitgeist. And this is what God is trying to get you to understand. Creation happens in 3 steps. I told you, it happens in the thoughts you think, the words you speak, then it's the action. But think about creative creation. God implants that seed into your mind. And then it's on you to take that seed and you germinate it and you figure out, okay, how do I make this happen? How do I actually birth this idea that God gave me? How do I birth this into reality? And so it's going to take at least 9 months, 10 months to create it. At least a year or two to create it, maybe 9, 10 years to create it. And you cultivate it, and then you push it out in the world. The problem is so many of us getting ideas and then we just want to immediately give it to the world, not realizing that that seed that God gave us was for us to implant it in our soul and for us to take that time to build on it and to love on it over time, not worrying about what's happening in the outside world, but just protecting that seed that God gave us. Focusing on, oh, this baby gonna grow. Oh, this baby gonna be something. Speaking life into it. Oh, this is gonna feed my family for generations. This is gonna be my legacy. This is gonna inherit and inherit the earth. This is going to help to have a massive awakening to society. This is what true art is. And this is what God is trying to teach us. Not only how to create great art, but also how to create a great living. Our life is supposed to be art. Our life is supposed to be joyous. And it happens just like it happens in those 3 steps. And also, just like how the baby has to sit in the stomach for 9 months, maybe it may take you 9 months to get your mind right. You had this fucked up mindset your whole life. Don't you owe it to yourself to take the time to really, really get control of it, to deprogram yourself, to focus on what it is and not what's coming, to really learn how to talk and speak with the universe? The choice is on you. Our final message is the sun daughter. And then I'll wrap it up. You are glowing with love. Sun daughter, if you had not come into being, the world would have never truly experienced unconditional love. On your waking path, you love and are loved no matter what. People are envious because you receive and give love so easily and abundantly. Your natural warmth and companionship are so genuine, people can hardly ignore you. You are youthful, but by no means young. You know too much to be young. You are everyone's favorite daughter. If you are homeless, it will not last long because someone will be attracted to your radiance and take you in. You show people how to give love without expectation, and such action is often imitated. Your waking path is glowing with sunshine. On the sleeking path, sun daughter, you are abused by others who take your love for granted. Since you do not expect anything in return, those who do not give will find you ripe for the taking. This has caused such much turmoil in your life. You develop relationships easily, but soon you find yourself on a one-way street. People are crazy about you, but you are not always crazy about them. You wonder, how in the world did I let this person into my life? Remember, sun daughter, unconditional love does not equate love under any condition. You cannot feel love under any condition. If someone is abusing you, it is not love, it is pain. If the love is being controlled and directed, it is not unconditional. Unconditional love can only be felt between those who can be vulnerable, unveiled, imperfect, and undefensive in their loving. Those are not conditions, those are qualities that support love. With those qualities, love can be unlimited. The sun daughter's open and warm energy can feel exposing and unprotected in a world where we feel strength is our greatest asset. As a result, our sun daughter energy is rarely seen openly in those who have experienced oppression, violence, war, or any trauma. We do not walk well in the world feeling unprotected. Instead, we bury this unlimited love deep inside of us. In this way, we can avoid disappointments we had as small children when our love was not returned. We become soul sleepers when we bury our loving nature. A buried love brings a lot of misery. So sharpen your ability to detect people seeking love they can control. There is no need to let ones who love rule your life. You care and warmth. Your care and warmth are only true when they come from a natural desire to give such. Listen to your heart and trust that when the pain or trouble shows up in a relationship, it is time to pay attention. Son daughters are to be cherished. And so I feel like this message of the son daughter coming out, I'm sorry guys. I feel like this message of the son daughter coming out along with the ascension and celebration and dreams is because I feel like what God is saying is that maybe in your dreams, you've been having a lot of dreams about a mate. You've been having a lot of dreams about being loved, being protected, maybe even having a dream that, about kids and like family. And I feel like what God is saying is that regardless of if you see that in your waking life, God is saying that you're worthy of this. God is saying that a part of your ascension journey is to be celebrated. It is to be protected. It is to be loved. And so what God is saying is instead of focusing on all the bad, all the stuff that happened, he really wants you to focus on what you do want. Focus on you being just naturally you. When you're naturally you, you will experience all that love and all of that good stuff for you. This message is all about God just showing us that we are in this state. We're in ascension. We're at this point where things can start going really, really good for us. And in order to navigate this, in order to get into your season of celebration, you have to gain control over your thoughts. And the way that you gain control over your thoughts is by not focusing on what's happening, but really focusing on your dreams, really focus on embracing your energy. If you are a naturally loving and giving person, continue to be naturally opening, giving, and loving. Because that energy is going to pay off. So often we have things that happen in our past and we like, oh, I'm not going to do that because I don't want that to happen again. God is saying don't even focus on that, because a part of your ascension journey is that you've already learned that. You've already learned about betrayal. You've already learned about heartbreak. You already learned about backstabbing. You already learned about disloyal people. Now you have to focus on learning the other side. You have to learn about loyalty. You have to learn about trust. You have to learn about true friendship, true partnership, true authenticity, truly being seen. Truly, all of that energy that you've been giving to people, now it's time for you to see it. And the way that you get it is by focusing on the stories that you tell yourself and by the thoughts that you think, and turning away from anything that takes you off your path. All right, y'all. That's all the messages I have for you. If you made it to the end of this message, please give me a thumbs up. If you made it to the end of this message, you are not subscribed. What are you waiting for? Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never, ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. This message is all about us learning to gain control over the stories that we tell ourselves and releasing the past so that we can have what we truly are meant to have. All right, y'all. Bye.